Okay, Charlie. What did you think of the story? What story did we just read?
Are you my mother?
Are you my mother? And you said you saw a pattern in the book. What was the pattern that you saw?
Are you my mother?
Are you my mother was the pattern. He kind of asked everybody, are you my mother? What was he doing?
He was
Looking
for his mother.
I don't need to give you that. You know that already. Very good. I kind of gave you a clue. So right here are some sentences. Does this look kind of like a pattern maybe? The cat, what did the cat do? Let's climb.
The cat climbed a tree.
Up the tree? The
Up the tree. The cat climbed on a branch.
Okay. Oh, close your
It
eyes.
sounded like climb.
And then
like
what's the next sentence? Does this look like it makes sense with this? Is this a pat?
Milk is on the country.
The counter.
Counter.
Very good. Does
No.
it? No, that doesn't. We don't see that with the pattern. That's kind of not in there. We see what verb do we see here? That's the same.
Climbed.
Yeah.
And the cat.
Yeah. And so here we can maybe change our verbs, but still the pattern can be about what the cat is doing, right? So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do something that's called the pattern book. And you know what? With this piece of paper, you can make a pattern book. And that was your favorite color that you picked, right? So do you know what a rough draft is? Because we might not finish this pattern book today, but I know that you like to write and we'll go back to it. A rough draft is like practice. So I might not have my story quite the way I want it, so I'm gonna practice it. So we're gonna use this blue piece of paper. So you fold it like this. See how I have it folded like this? And guess what? You wanna hold that for me, beautiful? All right. And then you got it like this, right? So this is a great, easy way. If you don't have the paper cutter in front of you, you can do your pattern book just like that. Because you're crafty, right? And do you see how they go together? And we'll just staple it. So if you want to look on this paper here, what are some ideas that you want for your pattern book? And you can write some ideas down. And here's some sight verbs that you can use. You can use your V verbs because we talked about that. Or you can use some action verbs. Or what is your pattern going to be about?
He bashed.
Huh?
He bashed.
He bashed? Okay, so are you talking about your superhero and what he's doing? Okay. So do you want to write that? We'll do it on your practice piece of paper and then we can transfer it. Do you want to do a rough draft? Okay. And then we'll transfer it to this piece of paper and you'll have a nice little book we can hang up and we can look at.
Do we put pictures on it?
Yep, we're going to put pictures on it. That's what you do in the pattern book. Your pattern book can have pictures about what he did, what your character did. So do you want to go ahead and what would be your first thing? He bashed. Okay, so it's going to be about superheroes bashing. Okay. Now in a pattern book, you can always maybe change one thing. You can change something, but it's kind of the same theme. Like he was looking for his mother. Your superhero is bashing, right? That's okay. You can start over. And then how do you start a sentence? You remember? With a what kind of letter?
A capital?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rewrite it.
Yeah, so you can rewrite it and you're gonna know you needed a capital. Very good. So this is just our rough draft. So can you tell me what?
I made my B into a D.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. But you fixed it. So you recognize that, and that's a really good thing. That means you know it and you're learning and you're looking at your work and you're thinking about, is this right? And that's what you do with a rough draft. Boy. That's what writers do. That's what good writers do. Good job. So your first page, your sentence is gonna be,
He bashed into the train.
oh my goodness, that's gonna be such an interesting picture to go with that. I can close my eyes and see it already. Ooh. Is the train okay or is he okay? And then then you can do a picture of him bashing the train. What would be your next thing? What's his next thing? What's he gonna bash next? Or is that gonna be your thing?
He bashed into the boat.
He bashed into a boat. Oh, I see a theme already. These are things that what? I see a train and I see a boat. What do those things do?
They both drive.
Yes, they're forms of, they take people places, right? Maybe a form of transportation and you can drive them. Wow, you are really understanding the patterns here. Oh, I really like it.
And the boat was on a trailer.
Oh, wow, the boat was on the trailer when he bashed it. Oh, so that's going to be an interesting picture. So what are you doing? What are you drawing? We're going to review really fast. What are you drawing right now? It's called your rough what? If I say I'm doing a rough draft, what am I doing?
You're practicing.
I'm practicing, right. So I'm going to write it out and just practice what I want to say.
And see if you want to write it or not.
Yeah, and I can use a rough draft to fix my mistakes, right? Like how you did with your B and D. And you're missing capital letters. You're like, yeah, this is a rough draft, and here's where my mistakes are, and I know what I need to do for my final copy. And your final copy is you're gonna go right here in your book. Wow. I want to thank you, Charlie.
Does it all have to be a pattern?
Well, yeah, your story is going to be a pattern. It's a pattern book, right? So you're going to see the pattern in the story.
I don't want it to be all about he bashed into something.
Well, then you see transportation. You can see he doesn't have to bash into the transportation. You can make it about he bashed into the train and then he jumped onto an airplane. You can do it that way too. But it could be just a bashing book, and he's bashing all kinds of things that move or take people places. But those are something you can figure out in your rough draft. Thank you so much for joining me today and being a good listener.
Wait, I got one more.
One more thing. He dashed. Oh, I see a rhyming pattern. He's gonna bash and he's gonna dash. Good job, Charlie. And thank you so much. Oh, you're a busy learner. Busy writer. Thank you.